Oh my God, full house.
Yeah, private meeting. Ja, also ich bin in Indien, deswegen.
Ah.
Oh, we should still talk in English because it's recorded.
It's recorded and is it published? We can also
Yeah,
private version of this. We don't need to record ourselves for two people, no?
but there's a good thing. So Graphic Federation, the name is voted in.
Yeah, very good.
Also,
Very happy about that.
also we did this, and I'm now diving into some Java code.
Java
Wait,
code. Don't
first
do
I
it.
show you.
Don't do it,
Yeah,
man.
I will get your feedback on this, but so we first, like, why does Java not have a package manager? It's so annoying. But
What do you mean? Java has
don't
Maven's.
come with Maven.
It's the oldest package manager and it's reliable. You
It's
don't.
not a package manager.
I mean, yeah, maybe not the package manager, but yeah. But there's Maven Central. Yes,
You
yes.
know, when I left the Java ecosystem,
I don't know. 60 years ago. How old are you?
yeah, this is 60 something years ago. Um, then already then Maven was basically the go-to solution.
Well, when I started, there was no Maven yet, so you had to copy the jar files into your lib folder,
Yeah,
and
true, 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 true.
you had to manage somehow the jar files next to your source code manually, which
Yeah.
was absolutely horrible. So Maven Central was like a revolution. Out
But at that point, Java was also super slow.
uh,
In the
yeah.
beginning, I mean, in the very, very
No,
beginning, it was like I remember when they talked about Java processors that they're going to build. Do you remember that?
no, I don't remember that. No, no.
Yes, because Sun actually back then when they did still build service, their ultimate plan was to build actually Java optimized processors that made them Java super fast and optimized for the bytecode of Java. Ah, very, very old.
Maybe something in the back of my head rings, but I never saw like anything
Mm.
real out of this. Like,
No, no, it was vaporware.
okay.
After a
Why are we in
federation,
NPM if we talk about
so
um,
there is yes, I think as such. Yeah. Why don't I find it? Ruffy told me. Wait. 1 second. Mm, maybe it's not fully public.
where are you in India, man? Bangalore?
Bangalore.
No.
I'm soon in. I have one API days in London, and then I'm coming down to you.
Yeah, you need to let me know one time when you're like arriving and stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have time. Like
booked yet?
I don't know how I booked it, but I'm like 10 days there.
10 days.
Yeah, I don't know why I booked it like this. But
Yeah, not
I
bad.
think a big thing because like I'm generally fucked when I go to Australia the first days because it's like such a big shift that I
I
just
mean,
want to okay, no.
why is yours TV like your quality so much better than mine?
It's because it's India.
No, I mean, I think my MacBook is not doesn't have a good built-in camera. Anyway, so what is this graph
Uh,
federation subgraph? Federation?
this is so there is actually this package here, Apollo subgraph.
Polus. Okay.
That's for TypeScript if you want to build a subgraph. And then you have all the stuff in there, right, to build subgraphs. So we
Okay.
built basically the same version in now Composite Schemas GraphQL Federation, where you have lookups and stuff.
What
Also here, so you can just hook it into your GraphQL server, and then you have federation support, GraphQL federation support. So I should,
in JavaScript or TypeScript or what?
yeah. So to build a subgraph, right? So you
Yeah.
take your node server, you slap that in, you put Fedi on top, and it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Because you have here these directives built in. We do the same. I already started now talking this here, Apollo Federation JVM. I don't know if you know that. Do you know this?
Yeah. Yeah. That's built on top of GraphQL Java. Yes.
Yeah, we basically do now the same. That's what I'm working Java on, building the same. Um,
Well, but the
or
big difference is like this is needed for Apollo, and the what you're building is optional, right? So you because we don't have underscore entities lookup.
no,
Um,
we don't.
you know, like then.
No, it's just convenience, right?
Yeah, exactly. But there's a difference between convenience and this thing is actually really required. I, Micha, give me 2 Minuten.
Okay. Mhm. Yeah. No, thank you. I'm good. This? Yeah.
Okay, bin wieder hier.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's, by the way, one thing, like, you're right. So technically, we can just work with directives.
Yes.
But there's one thing that I also will try to push into the GraphQL servers, that the batching.
Actually, I had a chat with people from Spring, and they ask about this. If like so the way is we're doing variable batching.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
and
And
that's Chili Cream
that's,
that implemented.
we have
Uh,
implemented it, but I want to have this, like, this goes into the spec. We want to put it all in. So we originally thought we do a appendix to the GraphQL HTTP spec, but now we're gonna put it, like Benji, me, and Martin think it goes into the main spec, in the main HTTP spec.
okay, so we have only main HTTP and Federation spec.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Um,
And
yeah,
it has two use cases, right? It's a federation use case, but also if you think about the relay use case where you want to get two refetches at the time, right? You can just say, this is a GraphQL query, I need these two entities. And then the request is a single request with two variable sets that come in, and they should use the same data loader.
okay.
I don't know how you guys do that in Java.
Uh,
In
well,
in JavaScript, it's basically you pass in the same context in both executions that can run parallel, or can also, like in Hot Chocolate, we fold them, right? What we do is we have a task model. So we basically say, we basically do a thing like with alias batching. We execute both fields in the same execution branch. And that's then as fast as if you would do one GraphQL request.
yeah, honestly, in Java, it probably needs to be implemented in Spring GraphQL combined with GraphQL Java, because
Yeah,
GraphQL doesn't do HTTP stuff, and Spring GraphQL does it. So, is there like, do you have like something written, like where can I forward this
yeah.
to people who need to look at it? Like
So this is the old spec proposal we have for it.
does
I
it?
need to, like, after India, I will write it, the new proposal, which is then for the main spec, right? It's the same. The same is true what we specify there.
That's okay if it's not the final location. Just if you can give me like like
Yeah.
just the spec text.
Yeah. I'm really pushing that we get the final release out.
When are we doing HTTP spec final release? Soon?
Yeah, final. This is the final, but I want to have the final um, GraphQL Federation spec this year.
Yeah.
There's this pull request. Batch. Yeah, it's this.
Yeah, send it to me. I think that's good enough. I just need to get like an idea, or like I need
Yeah,
to forward this to people if they want to look at it.
yeah. So we will pull it. It describes the
Okay.
full variable batching and request batching. Variable batching will go into the core spec. Indeed. Yeah.
Thanks,
Is this
man.
right? Is this the right ending? No, this is the wrong ending.
No, that's me. I mean, who else
Yeah, yeah,
should?
yeah, but it's not your Freddy.
Well, I have
It's
I
one
have
version of you.
that's exactly one version of me. I have somehow multiple accounts in some channels. Um, yeah,
Yeah, we
okay.
also had we also, by the way, had to, like, I mean, in hot chocolate we also have the core, the clean GraphQL, what is the same like GraphQL Java, and then we have the transport layer. And
Yes,
this is actually where we in the core exposed on the executor interface a batch.
yes,
Uh,
exactly.
uh,
That's why I think it needs to be
yeah,
both, like the
yeah,
the transport layer, and then in GraphQL Java
yeah,
we need to do something also. Yes,
yeah,
um, or Fatty and GraphQL Java. Yes. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Um,
yeah. And then like performance wise, it's then you have the same footprint than if it were one request, and that is really
so
amazing. Yeah.
okay, but coming back, what do you want to do for Java? Like you want to do like a starter package for
Yes.
subclass?
Yeah, I just want a convenience package. When people come and you have to tell them they have to create
Maybe
all sorts of stuff.
we should talk to the Spring people. Maybe they're happy to put it directly in Spring GraphQL, man.
Yeah, I'm happy if you
That's,
guys want to pick it up. I just wanted to do it so that it's something there. So I don't need to own it.
I mean, that's the power of having a real spec owned by
Yeah,
Foundation is that we can say that's the official way,
yeah,
and then Spring GraphQL could easily support this by having like
yeah,
a make the graph a subgraph option or so, and then you have directives and you have variable
yeah.
depth and stuff like this.
It
Yeah,
also makes the case more for Feddy then,
yes.
because
Well,
you have now a native integration. It's not a plugin.
yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, Fatty is just like one possible implementation in the JVM.
Yes, it's any
Yes,
implementation, but it's just like
very
it's
nice.
by the way also what we did in hot chocolate. Like federation is part of the core now. If you have a hot chocolate project, it's just using these federation
That's very nice.
integration. So you just have a lookup as an attribute. As in C Sharp, you have these attributes that you can, same as in Java, right? And these are just there. You can just annotate your stuff, and it's just working.
Okay, I will talk to the Spring people about it. I will let you know. But I'm very happy, I must say, that it's finally called Federation, and I'm very happy that we're getting close to having a release. So it's awesome because then it's really part of the ecosystem, man.
Yeah.
Awesome work. You should be proud of yourself. That's recorded. Hopefully, everybody should thank Michelle and who else initiated it. Um, I think it's an awesome piece of work to get this in a community standard, Um,
Yeah.
I'm very happy about this. Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I know that a lot of gateways now was working on it. Apollo has at least experiments on it. You guys have it. We have it implemented.
Yes.
And we are also collaborating with Wundergraph on it. So it's picking up slowly, right?
Yeah, nice. Um,
Yeah. That
awesome.
that it. Did you
Did you
see
create
the
one?
rename? Like it's already, so the rename is already okayed, right? We also have a pull request.
But you didn't merge it, I think.
Yes, the reason for this is and that's because of my travel now. Probably next week we launch a blog post
You
on
can't
the
push a merge
foundation.
button from India, man. No?
No, it's really because of messaging, man. Messaging.
Sorry, I don't have my marketing hat on. Yes, you're right. Yes.
It's like I could push it. We have all the signatures, but we want to have a blog post. I
Okay,
don't know
awesome.
where I have it actually. I'm working on this somewhere, which explains that this is called GraphQL Federation, but also explains how the specification works. Like I'm outlining what look not everything in detail, but what lookups are, how this works, and that basically you need no integration. It works with every GraphQL server, stuff like this. and that this is the improvement over federation, like the next evolution of federation, I call it. Because I think it's important to have it messaged as a progression, because then people see also that this is a transition towards this, no matter on which platform they are.
Sorry, coming back to the variable batching for a second. Will this be a must requirement or a should? You know,
So
like
we at the moment support two things, which is alias batching. We support variable batching and request batching, like hot chocolate, as a gateway.
okay,
And I think that is a thing you have to do at the moment. But for a execution performance, variable batching is not great, because like modern GraphQL servers, they typically compile requests, and if you have varying page sizes, then you get also varying degrees of a variable batch. The same request multiple times that you need to optimize on your local engine. So variable batching is the better thing for performance long term. But
okay.
is it required to do federation? No.
No, but what does the spec say? Like I know
The
you
spec doesn't.
doesn't say
We
anything.
will no, I will put an appendix in and explain the batching possibilities, how you can solve the conundrum around batching. But I will also describe alias batching in it. And
Okay.
then I explain the up and downsides of it. And then people can make the choice. Like from the spec, I think it's important to have a variable batching in the HTTP spec that all GraphQL servers just implemented.
Yes.
And then in the GraphQL Federation spec, we just say this is the optimal way to batch.
Okay.
But you can also do it with this.
Okay. No, it makes sense.
And then
Great.
over time, I hope that variable batching is implemented everywhere, and then you probably don't need variable batching at some point.
Yeah. Um, okay, great. What are you doing in Bangalore, like API days?
Yeah. I did boost service the whole day. I sold GraphQL to the masses.
The masses.
Yeah, it's
I mean, if you
sometimes
can do it, sure. I mean,
the people come like I saw. First off, Indians are super enthusiastic about GraphQL. It's like
nice.
in the I almost said it's like in the 90s, but that was too early. It's like in 2019, when we are at the peak. That's India. So very
I think
good.
2017 was the peak or 18, where everybody thought it's the same as React. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, 2019 was good. But it's like people come to the booth and ask, how can I make my boss? Let us do GraphQL. So we need to we need to cut CEO friendly taglines.
how many days is like the GraphQL boost in the API days? So how many days is API days? Like,
Wait. I think. Wait. Uh, David from Monograph. How many days? 2 days. So I have 2 days to have a look at what India is about, and then flying back home.
do we have 2 days in Melbourne also?
No, Melbourne, I have 10.
Yeah, I know you, but like no, the inside the API days, like or like
2
how
days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. And we have one day where we have the GraphQL day. One day.
Okay, good.
And yeah, I have after India, I will focus on agenda for GraphQL day. So this will be interesting. And like what I heard is that also Australia is very GraphQL friendly still. I'm not sure. You're on the ground. You tell me. Are you
You mean
guys
not?
GraphQL friendly?
Uh, I mean Australia. Yeah, I guess so to some degree. Um, it's oh my God, somebody else is joining.
David.
I've been trying to join for the last 20 minutes, but Zoom
Mike,
just like I don't know whether it was my DNS or what, but it just would not connect.
I
Yeah.
thought it's just you created this meeting just for me, Michelle. Like I'm a little bit like I thought I'm special. No,
David, do you know Andy?
no, I don't think.
I don't think so, no.
No, Andy is the creator of GraphQL Java, and he lives in Brisbane, Australia. That's he's the reason why we put the meeting in the morning.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I'm making the people move the meeting sometimes. I could not make them always, but sometimes.
Are you also involved in Fedi or?
Yes, I also did the Fedi gateway in Java. Yes, um, that's why I'm here or trying to be here. Um, yeah, uh, trying to bring federation also to the JVM.
A monumental
Awesome.
task.
Or it is there, and sometime and at some point people will hopefully start using it. Yeah. No, but we just
Yeah.
talked about what we need to do and what is left, and yeah.
Yeah, we
Did you?
talk, do we talk? So first update for you, maybe David, is that I talked about GraphQL Federation. So the spec name is adopted, like the TSC has the quorum on it. Also, Apollo was in favor for it. So we gonna launch. There will be a blog post next week or so about the GraphQL Federation spec, where it also describe how the federation works and stuff like this. I will forward you the draft once I'm back from India. Also, you, Andy, I will share the draft once I'm finished, and then you can all chime in. And then at some point we will publish it on the foundation.
Mhm.
So just that.
Will we also change the Slack connect name?
So here's the thing, which makes it a bit more complex. Like the decision is we rename the specification and also the specification repository, but the working group is Composite Schemas working group. The reason for that is that a couple of people said they want to keep the scope of the working group broader, so that we can also discuss and that we are responsible for anything distributed GraphQL, anything that has to do with schemas that need to be combined, right? So
Okay, makes sense.
the working group is composite schema, and there could be also other standardization efforts that we want to do that maybe touch GraphQL Federation or even in another scope, like for instance, GraphQL proxies or whatever. If somebody feels that they want to standardize this is the body to do it in.
Mm-hmm.
So the spec is GraphQL Federation. And also the spec repository will be GraphQL Federation. But all the rest will stay composite schema. So I think the Slack channel is fine.
Cool.
Yeah. Also, I think once we have the core spec this year, like we are not far off. I think we get it this year. I have a lot of work still, but it's getting closer. We like one of the big pieces that we had to get out of the way was the GraphQL HTTP spec. This is now finally done. In the next HTTP spec, we put in the core of the HTTP spec, not anymore as an appendix, the variable batching. And that's the second news, right? So variable batching gets into the core of the HTTP spec. So every GraphQL server will actually implement that. And every GraphQL server in consequence will be 100% compatible with the new GraphQL Federation specification. And I think that is a core thing to enable things. For instance, like hot chocolate, we did that already. Like all the federation integration is built into the core. Like you just launch hot chocolate and it's already a valid subgraph to the composite schema or GraphQL federation spec. And if we get to a state where we then can push that to all the GraphQL servers as principle, then we are in a good place because it's like no more hassle to make federation work. Yeah, that's a bit the news. By the way, I met your colleagues here in India.
Yeah, you said yeah. Because I actually read today on LinkedIn some of the like the schedule for the thing, and it said Michael. So I was actually I was surprised that you were in India. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I'm everywhere where the GraphQL day is.
So you'll be in Melbourne as well
Yeah,
in
yeah. Yeah, I
October.
already asked Jens if you have someone to speak there. Just tell me, put them on the agenda.
So the current plan is so in London I'm giving a talk. I want to see how that talk goes, and if it goes well, then I'd like to give that talk in Melbourne. But I want to
Yeah.
trial out the
Oh, you're
talk
coming.
first.
Awesome. And let's do something in Melbourne together. If you come.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And
I
then
think
hopefully,
so.
Andy, Melbourne's about 2 hour flight from Brisbane, right? Maybe we would see Andy there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will be
Andy's planned into the meeting.
yes, I will be there. Yeah, I've not booked anything yet. I don't know. I need to talk with Michelle where. But yes, I will be there. That's the plan.
What I was surprised about is that I have a friend who lives in Brisbane, and I was like, "Oh, why don't you come over to Melbourne whilst I'm there?" And he was like, "It's a 2 hour flight." I was like, "What?
Yeah.
It looks so close."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember anymore. And I was like, yeah, okay, then so I was in Sydney. And I was like, okay, then I'm just going to the Gold Coast, just have a look there. And it took me like 2 days to get with the car, stopping on the way. But it's a huge
Crazy.
stretch.
The car is crazy. It's 800, 900 kilometers, Sydney, Gold Coast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I did it.
the whole length of Germany from I don't know, Sylt to Alps.
It's
Um,
fucking crazy to do this. And I drove in the night because I thought that's the best time to drive. But man, there are kangaroos just crossing the road,
yeah,
and you
And
see,
they're big and beefy, right? Like they're really muscly, the kangaroos.
yeah. And if you hit them, your car is mush.
no,
Like
the
I
No,
large
but
saw,
if you hit them, they'll drag you out of the car and give you a fist fight.
the large kangaroos are seriously intimidating, and I would never go close to them.
yeah,
Like the larger male ones are so muscular and they can really hurt you. Like they jump up with the back legs and kick you, and you can be seriously injured. But the smaller ones are fine. But yeah, they love
That,
bananas.
that,
If you ever need to calm down a kangaroo, bring them bananas, just as a tip.
yeah, you just have to keep in mind in Australia, like the chance, like 95% of the time, the thing either wants to or could kill you. That's all you need to keep in mind in Australia.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's beautiful. everything that kills you is also looking cute sometimes. Yeah, the when you come to Australia, the first thing that people try to tell you is that there is a jump bear. How do
Oh,
they
drop
call it?
bears.
Drop bears, yeah.
Yeah, drop bears. Yeah.
It's like,
And I said, what, the drop bear? It's like, have you heard that story, Andy?
yeah, but I'm not, well, I'm an immigrant myself, so I'm not facilitating these stories. But you should listen to the Australians who live here longer, maybe. Um,
It's it's all fun and games until you have a drop bear land on your head and start clawing at you, Michael.
Yeah.
but But for
I
example,
mean,
there's like venomous, poisonous, one of these snakes around here, living here, for example, and um, uh, so like they are dangerous animals.
yeah, I was having a walk with my kids, and there was like next to us, we just heard the birds. They were like suddenly crying and like crazy, and there was a big, humongous snake, and it was like, what the fuck, next to us, uh, coming out of the bushes. It was like, what the?
And you have to look in the toilet bowl before you go to the toilet, right? Because there could be something hiding there in the
It
toilet. I
depends
heard
on.
stories.
I would say in Melbourne, it's fine. Also in Sydney, fine.
But Brisbane's very dangerous.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. For example, there's no crocodiles here or alligators, or that's maybe the
No.
same. I don't know. Like, but like if you go further north, then you go to the tropical area and you have actually really
Oh
crocodiles.
yes.
And so they don't exist here. So we are living in the less dangerous area.
Yeah, fun. Yeah. It's funny. Australia, but it's amazing. It's amazing. Take extra time, David. I don't know if you have been there, but if
I've,
not,
I've never I've never been, no.
then take some time extra, because it's really like what I did. Like I'm 10 days there, by the way. Um,
That you can
and
do for 10 days is so nice, man.
yeah, I will work there, right? I bring my office, my laptop.
Who's
Um,
that's coming from Chili Cream? Only you?
only me. Maybe someone else. Maybe second person. I don't know. Mm,
I had sorry to kind of change the topic, but I had some thoughts about, you remember at implements.
yes.
Um I would really like I would really like to get override in the name. Like I'm not suggesting that we replace, like, oh, the current overrides does something else and we replace that. I think that would be confusing. I think override should stay where it is and do what it does already.
Yeah.
But
You know,
what?
I
Yeah.
considered override field.
Hmm.
That could be, but it's also getting longer, right? Or do you
Yeah.
have a
So
do you have a good idea?
so I had a quote, like I had a few ideas. So some of them are like, it depends how long is too long, right? Like, this is the question. If you don't care about length, I would support something uh like implementation override or overrides implementation. But if that's too long, something like overrides impl, as in IMPL, something like
Yeah, well,
this.
I wouldn't do abbreviations in the specification. I
Okay.
would I would rather have a longer name than doing an abbreviation. So I'm not against change name, because I also, like, by the way, just to catch Andy up, we are working on this proposal, which is interface object. Which do you know the Apollo stuff around interface object?
Not out of my head, no, no.
Okay, so this is
It's
basically,
like Scooby. Have you ever seen Scooby-Doo, Andy?
Maybe, but I'm
So
not
you
sure
have
where.
like the villain, and then at the end you take the villain's mask off, and then it's like it's someone that they know. Well, that's kind of like what interface object is. So you think it's an interface, and then you take the mask off. Oh no, it's an object.
Yeah, I know.
It's an
Okay,
awesome
so
explanation. Thank you very much.
it goes, yeah, but it's not wrong. So let's say you have an interface like this here, a media, and then you have a new subgraph, and you say, I want to provide a reviews field as an interface field to this interface media, but I also want to provide the implementation for that. And so from the query planner, you can now, for each of the implementing media types like book and stuff, you already have the implementation here. This central service just enriches all implementations
What is
with reviews built.
what is in the composite? It's an interface or type or object? It's
So
an
it's
inter.
actually, so A defines this as an interface.
I know,
Is
And
it an
but
this is,
interface or object? The answer is yes.
yes. And this here is actually an object, but we mark it as interface object. So it's an interface. So we will reinterpret this as an interface. And then reviews is a thing that all other medias basically implement.
okay.
So
Why?
when you look the composite, this is how the schema would look like.
What is the reason to do this like this?
Um,
From a
the
subgraph,
reason
like for schema B, like why would you do this as a interface object?
to implement something and not have to implement it in each of the implementations. Let's say you have 20 or so implementations of this interface. We implement it one time and then distribute the data to all of these. There's a second reason, right? This is one use case for it. The second use case is, let's say, and this is also one. Let's say you have, just quickly look, and that's also what we see a lot in the wild, is people actually use this as a jump off to other types.
So
Especially,
one use case that we see is imagine you have like a service that has a bunch of IDs that like map to entities. And that service doesn't actually know, like, all it knows is that it has these keys that
yeah,
identify in other services what they actually are by type name. So they come in from this service into this interface, and then that interface, as Michael said, does like a launch pad to the other services that then are able to fetch them with the type names and stuff like that. So it's like when you don't actually know what you have in one service, but then you do a jump and then you know some point in one of the other services, like what the type name is and whatever.
yeah, exactly. Think about, you have a review, you are the review service, and the product is an interface. And there are many products, physical products, non-physical products, like implementations of that. Now the review has internally in the graph just the ID, but it needs to create a surface that Federation can connect. So what it would do is return the product on the review as an interface object because it doesn't know what it is, which just returns the ID, and then other service can extend.
And if you didn't have the object,
Yeah.
if you're requesting on like let's pretend like it was an interface in this graph. You have two problems. The first one is that at least in Apollo, they have like a cross-reference that you can't request an interface from a schema that doesn't have implementations because there's nothing to return, right? So that's one of the problems. The second one is if it was an interface, you need to know ahead of time what the type names are because you need so like the basically the abstract fragments are kind of lack of a better word abstracted away by the router or the gateway. because they don't know at that point what the type names are. They just know that they have some keys. So that's all kind of handled after you fetch. So you can just do type name, in this case, what the interface object type name is, and then you can do abstract away the fragments once you actually have you know what implementing types are available or correspond to which keys.
Yeah, for instance, this is a good example. Not a good example, but understandable. Like, let's say you have this, right? We have this an interface. You have two implementations, and now we want to refer here to this. So what we could do is we could copy this in one form or the other in here, and we just need the ID, right? And this would work. Like this could work as a jump pad for these types. But when I want to introduce a new type here, I also have to introduce the new type there. A better way to do this is just to have the interface here and don't worry about the thing. But this cannot work in a GraphQL system. So what you can do is just have a stand-in for the actual interface and just say this is an interface object. And then we can just return here the product. The system, when we compose, no, it's actually an interface. And we don't know what instance is it. We don't care what instance is it because this ID maybe encodes, for instance, the byte. It's up to the system.
Did you have
Right?
some discussions about giving it like a more meaningful name? Like interface object is.
So yeah, I had my concerns about this name. Why I chose interface object is because there's precedence in Apollo, and I want to keep the difference like for backwards compatibility. Like I want to make it easy for gateways to just just implement both specifications. The new GraphQL Federation specification is where we push features forward. Like already this specification can do more than Apollo Federation in this part, but I want to be able to fall back to what Apollo Federation does. Like
But
to
you can't fall
support.
back if you give it a better name. Like interface object is a horrible name, man. Like I understand the concept, but like
Yeah,
the
but think about all the. I agree, and my initial name was different from it. But think about the people that are using Federation today, and then they migrate their stuff. Maybe they migrate a subgraph, and now they have to. We introduce too many new terms. That was my main concern. So I more looked at.
there's already a lot people need to do differently, right? Or not a lot, but there's a lot difference already. Like
A small difference. The difference.
I mean, you don't have entities in the same level, right? Like you don't have lookups on the same level. Um,
But most of the changes are uh like can be in part like there's nothing stopping someone have an underscore query in their graph when they don't have a lookup yet, like let's say during a migration step. But
Mm.
if it's it as in you can have both in parallel and then you fall back to one if one isn't implemented or whatever. But if you're like fundamentally changing like this is how you do interface object now in GraphQL Federation,
I want to
then
change fundamentally. I want to give it a better name. I'm not. I'm just giving feedback here, like because interface. I think the concept is the same, right? It's just
Yeah.
so that's good. Um,
it, it would have to be a parallel, like it would basically have to be I don't know, like let's just for the sake of this example say like we're doing the exact same thing that happens now, but we change the name of the directive. It would still have to we'd have to have it so you support both right in parallel.
Mm. It's I just think it's not worth
Okay.
the confusion. That's just my I mean,
No, fair
this is
enough. Like, no, it's a reasonable concern. And if this is a design principle that we followed in other situations, especially, then
yeah.
um,
I'm weighing always. Does this gain us a lot of? Does this gain us something?
But
And I
but 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 isn't
yeah,
it true that in, say, another version of GraphQL Federation, the GraphQL spec might at this point support a new primitive where no directive at all is even necessary, right? If the new if it's just through a new primitive, you wouldn't even need to specify the directive. But like that
I
can be a V2 or whatever, right?
yeah. It's also yes, technically yes, but the bar to get this as a primitive is very high. We need to show also other use cases that are outside the federation.
what do you mean with primitive? You mean like on the language level of graph?
Yeah, yeah. To for instance, introduce something like base types, where you could have product, for instance, be type here, and an
Yeah.
abstract type.
To Andy's disdain, the name of the primitive is going to be interface objects. No, I'm just kidding.
Just just to
Yes,
make it a
yes.
fundamental part of GraphQL, this ugly name, like just to rub it in.
Let me tell you what really bugs me about GraphQL is that the keyword for defining an object is type, whereas every other type is like the name of the thing, like scalar, union, etc. Like, so when you say type,
No,
like, oh, do you mean objects? No, I mean just types in general. Like I don't know, just my pet peeve.
I mean, talk to Lee and Nick and about it, and Dan. They
I think if
decide.
I talked to Lee about this, he would never want to talk to me again.
It's a fair point. Um, no, but it's a fair point.
It's like yeah. So
I like
I
that though. I
just
like that abstract type. I like that though.
yeah. I to be honest, that would that would be a primitive. But I think the bar to get this is high, is very high, is years.
And do you know what? Like, sorry to come back to what Andy was saying, but what you've just given me an idea is that literally, if this was just at abstract, that would be better than probably what it is now. But I'm not suggesting we do this, but like I feel like this is better than what it is now.
Yes, but on the other hand, um, like this
Is it?
marks this guy. This is is a stand-in, right? It's
Yeah.
actually an interface. This is
Yeah.
a type that is actually an interface.
Call the directive actually interface. Um, and what? No, is it in Apollo? Is it exactly interface object also? It's the same
Yeah,
directive. Okay, so
yeah. That's
That's
why
amazing.
okay, fair enough.
I went for it.
At Scooby-Doo villain. There we go.
I mean, it's effectively the same as at Scooby-Doo villain because you don't know what it means and you need to look it up and learn it, like so that's always like you could also call it at foo. It has the same learning amount. And because interface object has zero, like I'm doing
To be honest, it took me a while to really grasp what it does. And Martin from Apollo had to have several approaches to explain this to me, so I could
this is not this is such a
grasp
bad
it.
signal, man. If you need several approaches for this, and you're doing GraphQL full time for your living for so many years, you know how much the
Yeah,
and
but once you get it, it's like, holy, this is really useful. So the functionality is really useful, and I think a lot of people know what it is. Like when you're in the federation space, you know what it is. And
It's just it's an exclusive club, Andy.
yeah,
I understand. So
and that's why, like, I actually started going a- down the direction of should we, and I didn't finish it back then, but I was like, should we fix this somewhere here? Partial types. I had a couple of PRs where I explored, could we do it differently? And this was just one of the experiments. But I couldn't, ultimately, I couldn't see how we could get to a point where this is less painful.
okay,
And
let me ask a question. I understand the compatibility aspect to Apollo. I fully support that from a practical adoption point of view. Did we follow this rule everywhere, or did we break it somewhere? Like, did we introduce a
no,
new directive that has the
yeah.
same meaning as an Apollo one?
So no, roughly we use the same names. Like for require, we use require, but we made it graphical. So the design principle we have for the spec is to make it more graphical native, right? One of the principles was that we want to get away with this entity stuff,
That's I fully support that. Yes. No,
and
but for example, at require it's not called requires
yeah, no,
or something. You know, like it is the
I
same.
think in Apollo isn't it in Apollo called requires and we call it
Requires
require?
with an S, yeah.
Yeah, because for us it's now singular because it's
Okay, but
when you get to yeah.
it's close enough, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
it's like I guess.
But context has changed, right? Context has been improved.
Yeah, yeah. Context change, like context is basically gone because it's required. And to be fair here, I talked with Martijn about this a bit, and they originally wanted to do it with require, but they couldn't make it work because they wanted to have it quickly, and they couldn't polish it into require so easily. And so that's why they introduced context. And we actually took the longer route to make it possible to do it with require.
I really
Yeah,
liked when you explained how it works. I really like that. Like, I don't think I have a full grasp of it, but like, I like it to the extent where, because like we're looking at implementing context or context adjacent sort of directives, and I much prefer the approach that this spec has.
yeah, yeah. I think
It
I think
addresses all
that
the issue. It addresses all the issues I see with the current like the context directive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is like in general, we should always like the guiding principles for the guiding principles for features that are in Apollo Federation that we want to adopt for the core specification that we now write should be that if it can be improved, we should improve it, right? But it should, if it can be done in a way that we can make it work backwards, compatible, then we should do that if possible.
Okay. Sorry to go back to this. I'm sure you talked about it. What if the
Yeah.
spec allows two directives with the same meaning? Like if the spec says you can use the interface object, but you can also, if you start fresh and you don't, you're not interested
Yeah,
in,
but is that really good in the spec? And
I don't know. Like it depends.
it's like adding stuff that is like not needed. It's like use this or this is actually the same, but we like the name better.
You could always run a transformer on the schemas, Andy, and change it to whatever you like, and then use that.
You never see
Um,
it
I'm
in the
I'm
gateway.
just thinking about people who are not coming from Apollo.
Yeah.
This. It's a trade-off. The adoption path from Apollo is so much easier with this, and the I'm starting fresh part is harder with
Yeah,
this.
also they also think about LLMs. The LLMs are trained. They know this stuff, right? There's a huge footprint of interface object documentation out there. If you now have two ways to do it, I think it would do more harm in this space than helping people.
Okay.
Whereas we could say, here's interface object. And by the way, we have these two new features for interface object. It's a much better progression.
Okay. I take it back. I'm happy with interface object. I love it, Michel.
It took me also a while.
Fully convinced. I'm
It
printing,
took me weeks to.
I'm printing T-shirts with interface object on top of it
It,
just to.
it maybe took me even 6 months to get around. I thought interface object.
I mean, I don't, just to be clear, it's not a very serious discussion. Like
No, no, no.
you discussed it, you made a decision. I'm not in the position to challenge that, and I don't want to. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you like the working group is for challenging these things, right? Um,
No, but
um,
there's only the aesthetics and the aspect of
yeah,
understanding it from when you come fresh. That's the only argument it is.
and,
There's
and
other arguments to use it like it is. Yes.
and that's why I came around to it, right? It's an if we want the functionality, it's only aesthetics that put me off.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
I must say one thing that is really helpful as when I was also understanding aspects of it, if it maps to existing Apollo functionality, there is examples and documentation and discussion around it, and you can map it and
Yeah,
you can understand it easier because there's already existing stuff. So
yeah,
so so if I Google now interface object, I'll probably get some explanation
yeah,
while you want I would not get anything. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And I also talked to Martin a bit. They are working also on a query planner at the moment that understands both semantics, Apollo Federation and GraphQL Federation. And this makes it so much easier. Also, I mean, you could translate it to something different, but like if we don't do too much change, but do enough change so that it's fundamentally better, but not too much to do too much change, then it's easy to optimize the query planner to also do this spec.
I feel
I don't
like
know, David, have you also already explored a bit what it takes for Wondergraph?
No comment.
Okay, don't worry.
um,
I just know from Apollo they have uh, um,
I'm
started.
not sure what I am and I'm not allowed to say about
No,
planners
no,
yet.
don't worry, don't.
but I feel like I derailed the discussions a lot. This was not actually what you wanted to talk about, right? Like it was not about the name interface object. You wanted to share something or
No, it
Oh,
was it was
it was the name of having the
inter
ability of essentially so in in graph A, if we were to contribute a field there,
yeah
uh,
that way.
would you mind contributing a field in graph A?
Yeah. Regis.
Um, so we've contributed a field in graph A, and then let's say in another graph, in graph C, we actually wanted to say, okay, ignore the implementation we're defining in graph A. We actually want to override that implementation and look here for that implementation instead. The directive that basically signals that what currently is proposed to be at implements, and I don't everybody likes override, but override is already a thing that does something. So we were thinking about how we can possibly put override in the name, like whether it's a prefix or a suffix or I don't know, like how we could, because I think it better represents what it's doing, right? It's like you're overriding the implementation from one place to another. But how can we put that in a name? Names are hard, right? So like, how can we make it a good name?
Just to explain this to Andy, this is basically like we could also do this, right? And probably we could figure it out. But like you could maybe accidentally override reviews here from this. And this should actually error out, right? And this is a intent. I say like I'm implementing reviews here, and I have a better implementation for reviews. So query planner, don't go here, go here. That is
What the
what
flavor
implement
of
signals.
provides also? Is this not like a different angle? Um, you know,
Provides is different. Provides is an optimization.
well, is this what is that's not an optimization? It's
No,
like,
it's just I have a different implementation for it.
you mean like better means like you really want that always to be
Yeah.
used for movie.
I want always to be the query planner for movie goes never here. You can also say this is already, by the way, possible in Apollo. Is to do this, right? In this case, you can use either. So if I'm in the movie path and it's easier to use this implementation, I can use this implementation. And like these are now idempotent.
Just to make it funny, just to be clear, the spec also supports returning movie review instead of review here. Like to make it like a contravariant or covariant. I never know which direction, like reserve.
Oh, yeah, that is totally possible. Like that's what implements, for instance, also could. That's actually a good use of this, right?
Because you
It's
get better, more specific reviews
yeah.
from.
Now you in the implement, you
Yes.
you you need now a new implementation because you couldn't use the base one.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
it
And
implement? I thought it was implements with an S.
yeah, it could be.
Okay, there is no standard yet. Okay.
Yeah, I have the PR open, right? Um,
Like I personally like something like override implementation or implementation override or something like that, which is long, but I feel it gets across the point more what it's doing.
override implementation.
What I'm just spitting out here ideas like they are not really well thought through. What about if you do an argument to shareable false true or so?
Yeah,
Or
but
like,
then you have this everywhere where it's shareable, and shareable has a different meaning. Shareable is just that two things are idempotent, can be used either way. But the query planner is
what about
allowed to,
yeah, but in this case it should change the meaning from
but it's
shareable.
not. Yeah, exactly. But it's a complete different meaning.
Okay.
What if look at this. Let's say I have here also name, right? Then I have to use shareable.
Sure, because it's multiple times declared, yes.
Yeah, it's multiple time. And what we say is shareable is always like you can use either name. But if we would introduce like shareable, what does it even mean if we say force here now or whatever? What if we use force in both places?
Shareable preferred true. Like
Preferred.
yeah, like
But
no,
preferred
it's
does sound like you could go there, but you don't
no,
have to.
But
it's too
but
weak.
the like but I think this starts to change what the meaning of like because shareable is a little bit of a misnomer in the sense that it's not about uh it's about solving a handshake between teams, right? Like one team has a resolver for a field, another team comes along and either they want to have shared responsibility, in which case they need to talk to the other team to make sure it's returning the same data, it acts in the same way, it's literally the same field. Because in Apollo Federation, every instance of a field is the same field and should return the same data at all times, right? But let's say the team like made a field like added name to their graph, but actually their name field is something else. Like let's say it's a different type of name, then it will get flagged during composition. Like you can't do this because um, it's already defined in this graph and it's not a shareable field. So uh, like then they'll be like, oh, we didn't realize this existed. Like, we should probably change the name. Let's call it like, I don't know, internal name or whatever. Like, it's an organizational problem that is being solved by Shareable or attempted to be solved by Shareable, as opposed to take responsibility for this field or prefer to go here with this field. Because if you wanted to do that, then you would probably want to do something with provides or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's basically two parties agreeing this is really the same thing, and this forces you to do that, right? Otherwise, this could be interpreted differently, right? Maybe they introduce title, movie title, and name is something. But by putting shareable on there, there's a contractual two parties talk to each other and say this is actually we deliver here the same thing.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
I
why.
also I have problems with share. I talk about this every other
Yeah,
week, but how like shareable is a defined once and then okay, well everything now just slips by, it's fine. Whereas I feel like it's a bit too verbose to ask of people, but I feel like it should be per graph handshake.
I know what you mean. It's we agreed it here, but now graph D comes along, and
Yeah,
they
and then
just
now
they
that's just riding on the coattails of the
yeah,
already
exactly.
of the handshake that exists already.
And is that really the same, right? Do they
Yeah.
really understand what
Yeah, they never had the conversation.
exactly? They could just say, "Yeah, it sounds good." We just I agree. I agree. I agree. But
But override implementation sounds better than implements.
yeah,
Or
you know why I used implements?
Because it's short and sweet.
It's short, and you're implementing
But it's already, this is
yeah.
everything
This
is
is this is the
we've had
concept.
this conversation
This
for 2 weeks on the trot. But my problem with it is that yes, you're implementing it, but you're already
you
implementing
already
it.
have it. Yeah. It's overriding. But so from the perspective, if this is an interface, then you're implementing. I'm also not happy. I'm also not happy.
That's the core kind of principle of this group is that none of us are happy and we're all trying to be happy.
that's the core principle of good cooperation, right? Nobody's happy.
No,
But
it is happy. That's a good specification
yes,
thing.
yes, and it's a good politics. Nobody's happy about your approaches. Um, but like, is there? How does it work in Apollo? Does Apollo support this or not at all?
No, no, it's so what I did when I wrote the spec, we can also drop it. We can also decide to drop this. Why I did this is I looked at the user feedback Apollo had on their GitHub repositories regarding this feature, clustered them into 4 categories that people had. And this was one of the things people were unhappy that they couldn't do that. So I thought it's not so difficult to do it. But it could also be that we say, we don't want this, and then we drop. We could also say we drop this capability, and then you
We could
cannot
all,
do
I
it.
mean, it also depends whether like I think it's a good feature it's whether it's part of the lack of a better word MVP or the first the
Yeah.
first iteration. Like it can like there's going to be iterations, I assume, on the spec, so it's not like it
Yeah,
can't be
it's like,
introduced.
so the idea is to release this year the first version, and then every year we release whatever's changed. So every year there's a spec release then, like the GraphQL spec now. We have a yearly release, and all the ideas we have to make something better, better spec formulations and stuff just
It'd
goes
be
in the
like a
next
draft,
one.
like the current GraphQL, right?
Yeah, it's the same principle. So we probably hit somewhere in October draft stage. At that thing, I hope to have all the spec text in place. That is version 1. And then we move forward from there. Like that the point when we release the first version is when the community takes charge of federation. So it could very well be that we say we drop it and say like let's focus on the core. We have other improvement in the like there are a couple of runtime errors that are now composition errors. It's already an improvement, right? So if we feel like we are unhappy with this, we can drop it.
I have no opinion really. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it should, from a very high level point of view, or like from very high level, as a very high level argument, it should not defer a release. So if it's blocking
No.
it, release, then kick it. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. It could very well be what we do at the end. It's like I left the PR open because I anyway I have some local edits I'm not yet happy with that needs strengthening. But once this is done, we should do a up and down vote, and then move forward. And then there is I have one more. I have a couple of other things that need to be fixed in the specification. Like the next thing is like the runtime behavior is one thing that will take a bit. And there's also, we're going to restructure the spec a bit. Like the appendix, this one will move into the types, because at the moment this sounds like optional, but this is required to implement require. So this goes into this section. That's it structurally to clean up the specification. And then there is an appendix coming in for how batching is done. That refers also to the HTTP spec and also shows alternatives that you can do to support legacy systems. That goes in the actual appendix.
Oh, can I ask just because I've just seen it on your screen now?
Yeah.
Field selection here.
Yeah.
So in Apollo GraphQL they have field set, which is effectively a selection
Yeah.
without the wrapping curly braces.
Yeah.
Does this
It's
one
the same.
expect the wrapping curly braces?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Gotcha.
Like this is also, we can also rename it to the Apollo name if that is different. I don't know why I caught kids. I probably I'll go over the, like here's also this, for instance, is missing actually spec text, right? We're gonna add that spec text.
I mean, this is a much better name, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure what is the GraphQL spec. I think the GraphQL spec has something with set inside. I think selection set maybe, or field selection set. I don't think it's called field selection in the actual GraphQL spec.
The the problem is that in GraphQL Federation, a field set is not a set because you can duplicate the field as much times as you want. And also, even in GraphQL, right, the selection set, I can do, query, employee, name. So it's not a set, actually.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends how you define equality. You know, to be pedantic. But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Does a set of all sets include itself?
Oh,
My
yeah.
math knowledge kept out here.
By
Depending
the
how
way, like Martin from Apollo found the error in our GraphQL Federation implementation, and it was also around key normalization.
What was the problem?
Yeah, if you have two keys, if you have the keys specified with extend types, and this key is a composite key, and you, for instance, have different orderings of the keys, right? This field selection set, you need to normalize it,
Mhm.
and we didn't normalize it. It's a composition error, right? It's not the runtime issue, but it tripped the composition.
What, so like you didn't know,
No, I
like
did just didn't
you had like
like.
ID name in one graph and name ID in the other, and then you didn't realize you had the
Yeah,
jump, or
no, it's that worked actually. That's no problem. But when you have deep keys, then we didn't follow through with the ordering properly.
I
Also,
see.
when you there are combinations that we now cover, right? For instance, if I have to look in the back, but like we canonicalize it now properly, and we didn't do that at some point. And
Yeah.
So
I'm just
are you saying that when fetching entity keys, the order in which they were originally defined should also be the order of request?
um like not necessarily, like for a key it doesn't matter, right?
Well, it
For
shouldn't do, but
a so the GraphQL specification says if the user wrote the query in a certain order, then the GraphQL server should honor it. Should honor it. So if you, for technical reasons, cannot honor it, fine, but you should honor it.
but also depends um, whether you're classing a string in a directive, which is not a GraphQL query.
Yeah.
It's a selection set, yes, but it's not a GraphQL query. Whether this should, does that follow? Is that something that actually the GraphQL spec knows nothing about federation, right? So, like, is
Yeah.
that something that is actually to be followed?
We have to define what you have to follow. Like that's what we can put in the spec. That's why I say this one we can complete. This one is missing spec text here, right? That defines all the ins and outs. And I would say the it's totally fine to reorder it for an implementation because you have to canonicalize this thing. You have to ensure that two keys in different graphs that are maybe differently ordered are the same. Because what we are specifying in the key is which components make up this key. And
Okay.
yeah, I will just add here an algorithm a simple algorithm that describes that, and then also describe this a bit here, that this string has to be canonical.
Michelle, I need to go soon. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I
Michael,
think
you still in India for a little bit, or
yes.
okay?
Yes.
You should
Like for 2 days.
you should hit my colleagues up, get some dinner together. They can probably
Yes,
take you somewhere.
I think we there's something tonight we do as a group, like all the graphic people.
Cool.
David, nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time, I'll be
Australia.
on camera.
Yeah,
can
see you
who
in
I am.
London, by the way.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you later. Bye bye.